Well, maybe it was anticlimactic for you. For me, it was a full-blown boss battle. So now, Ord. So now we got on Ord's good side. And so now he's going to want to be all buddy-buddy with you. Just too bad for him that we already have, or that Adol already has, a best bud for life. Yep, and that's Emil. And no offense, but I feel like Olha's selling herself a little short here. I mean, that monster exploded upon getting shot by that arrow. Like, I really don't think that, you know, I really don't think that weakening it had anything to do with it exploding like that. Well, yeah, Adol's been around the block a few times. Oh, you'd be surprised. Yep, so now it's all coming together. Wandering Calamities is just responsible for a lot of problems. As far as I'm concerned, we're all good. I like Ord, so there. And this is an interesting fact. Adol's only the second Eresian to earn his respect. Now you might be wondering who the first one is. Well, we'll find out about that a bit later on. Hell no, I ain't. He's like, well, I guess that's all. Yep. Alright, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. And if you hear any noise in the background, that's just my cat. She has entered the room, and she's a real chatterbox. Sometimes a little too much. Okay, I just talked to you. I didn't mean to talk to you a second time. Actually, I wonder if the NPCs here have different dialogue if you haven't accepted Ord's request. But it doesn't seem to be the case. But now that you've saved Isha, and you basically proved that you're a real man, the Reda just think that you're like the bee's knees. Why does Ryuk always have to pick the best hiding spots? I mean, how are you ever going to find him? Oh wait, there he is. Kid, you're too young to be having that many life issues. No, I don't want to train him. I like him just the way he is. He never has much to say, does he? Lolo. I actually feel kind of sorry for his wife. It's like, she's so useless and the rest of her family just, like, doesn't even try to deny it. Oops. Okay. What are you doing out of your house? Any more trouble? Gosh, what have you done already? What's up, Kevin? What are you talking about? I wonder if you can leave. Oh. Never seen this before. Okay. I had a feeling something like that was going to happen, but I just wasn't sure how it was going to happen. But now I know. So, let's go back to Ord and let's tell him that, yeah, we'll do your silly request. I do. And then he gives you a new sword. You know, and I didn't check to see if the sword is more powerful than the one that you previously had. Or if it's just a... Or if it, like, shares the same base power as the long sword. Because unlike other East games, the sword that we got will be keeping for the rest of the game, and we make it more powerful by upgrading it using the emel that we collect. Anyways, here's the well, not really catch 42. He asks for you to look for their missing heirloom, I guess you could say. But he says you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But, you know, we're going to do that because we're just that nice. Hold on 1 second again. Alright, I'm back again. Sorry about that. Again. So, if you've been paying attention to the dialogue, it's kind of plain to... or, not really plain, but kind of easy to see what he was probably going to ask you, because, you know, he has a son that's over there, so, yeah. You don't need to talk to Olha, by the way, but she gives you something for going out of your way to talk to her another time. I haven't really commented much on it, but Alma is important to the story. I mean, there's not really much else to say, I guess, about Alma, but she's been mentioned so many times, it's kind of just weird that I haven't even said her name, like, once. Yeah, so, even though we're playing Catastrophe Mode, there are still some items in the game that you get, that you use by opening the menu, such as the Seed of Vitality. And as far as I'm aware, there's no downside to using this. I think you also get like a Seed of Strength and Defense. That raises, you know, your strength and defense. So yeah, there's no downside to using this item. And the only reason why I would think you would not want to use it is if you're doing some sort of challenge run. But me, I'm not doing a challenge run, so I'm going to use it. And now I got 5 more HP. And this thing's kind of weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense to keep that as an item. So she just straight up asks you to look for Ord's son, because, unlike Kevin, is a totally normal name. Anyway, that's all a bunch of stuff that the game has made out to be totally optional for us to do, that we're going to do anyway. Yep. Ragdoll is one of a kind, that's for sure. Anyway, if we go to the Moonset Shore, we'll find a certain someone doing a certain something. I don't want to give too much away here. You might be a little surprised when you see it, though. And the sword's more or less the same, except you got that cool little effect. Yeah, look, he's actually fishing. And he's not slurring his words. What's up with that? And that just totally ruins my whole perception of his character. Let's go and do the next section. Oh wait, hear a voice, and then oh god, she appears out of nowhere. How did you do that? I'll take it. Just don't pop into existence like that ever again, please. Yep, so we can equip this. It's an accessory. It just raises our defense and, well, and strength. So again, at this point in the game, it should be the only accessory that you have, so there's really no downside to equipping it. And it's more of a, you know, again, why would you not equip it unless you're doing some weird challenge run? After a while, these weaker enemies don't really give out much experience. Like, they pretty much just drop to just one experience point. Like, that was just one experience point. I don't know about these things. Yeah, not really one, but close enough to it. So you might be wondering, like, what's the point of just killing these things when they hardly give any experience, but it's simply a matter of, every little bit helps. And there's Silva and Caval. I don't see why you even care, Silva. Personally. Well, a bridge is a lot easier anyway. Just drop down. These things are really annoying, because this is like the only safe way to actually kill them. No, no, no. They can really rack up the hits on you, though. Come on. Alright. Now we get this, which shows some really interesting pictures. Basically serves as kind of a clever way of detailing the backstory of the Canaan Islands, as it were. And then we meet this guy. He's not going to give us his name yet, but I'm going to tell you. His name is Geese, or Geese. I'm not really too sure which way it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm just going to call him Geese because it doesn't sound nearly as stupid as geese. And he's also going to challenge us to a fight. Like, really quick. But unlike other boss fights, winning this fight is going to be totally optional. Like, I could just throw the match, and the story would progress the same way. It would just be like a slight dialogue change if you win or lose. And curiously, he already knows who we are. For some reason, Adel being a goody two-shoes and, like, being super gullible and naive is, like, kind of goes hand in hand with his reputation, and I'm not too sure why, because like I said before, this guy can kick your ass if he wants to. So I don't know why people, like, think that they can take advantage of him or something, because even if you did, he'd come back to kick your ass. See, now we're gonna have to fight him. Yeah, he's not really that difficult. Although, I remember when I first fought him, though, in the PS2 version, he whooped me, in, seconds. And I was really confused at first, because I thought maybe, the fight wasn't winnable. Until someone was like, oh yeah, you can beat him. And I was like, how? I'm kind of messing up here. I know I can beat him, though. Oh crap, I'm kind of not doing good. Come on, I got this. I got this in the bag. Yes! Yeah, and otherwise if you lost, he would just be like, I thought you were supposed to be tough or something. Yeah. Geese. I guess. Whatever. I think Geese is the correct pronunciation. Now, an interesting thing in the PS2 version is that when he describes himself as an adventurer, he makes this offhand comment about how he's not really doing it because he enjoys it. Thought that was an interesting change. And no, that's not going to happen, guys. Here's more pictures. Actually, interesting enough, let's do this. Doesn't work. But the previous one did. Anyway, here are more pictures, like I said. Just more stuff. And Yeah. Just cool little details. I like it. Did I gain a level? Oh, no. I hate these bugs, man. They just totally mess you up. These insects are the friggin' worst. Well, I gained another level, though, so it's all good. And I like how these little insects, like, leave absurd amounts of blood upon death. Or not even upon death, but, like, you attack them, like, once, and it's, like, just a pool of blood. I mean, look at all this blood. I don't think they should have that much blood in them. Oh, these bugs. And they're really, really small, so you can't really, like... It's really difficult to hit them this way anyway. And then more drop from the ceiling. I mean, doing this downward lunge attack is actually probably the best way to go about killing them regardless, just because there's so many of them. And that guarantees you're hitting all of them. And awesome, leveled up again. And now we're on the other side.